everyone, this is Maggie and welcome to another YouTube video. I'm sorry posting has been a little irregular lately. I have been stupid busy with a lot of cool stuff, obviously, but I feel like I tell you this every video that I make, but I promise it's cool stuff and I'm so excited to show you guys some of the things that I've been working on. In the pipelines, I have a new video coming out in September. I should have actually two videos coming out in September. One about my new sketchbook, which I haven't finished the old one, but I'm really close, and I might as well just start making a new one. And I will be going out to a convention in September. I will be vlogging that, and I will hopefully post it here. But this day, as you read in the title, I don't know why Arrtx people love me this much. I couldn't tell you, even if I wanted. We had the lovely people over at Arrtx sending us another package. What the hell, man? I don't know. Why did they like me? Why did they like me so much? What the hell? I'm sorry we've had like 2 videos of them in a row, and that's what you guys have been getting, but like I will get your new videos. I'm as shocked as you are. They sent me another pack. Oh my god. Obviously, I am more than blessed to have massive brands send me materials for free. Like, that is not lost on me. I am incredibly lucky. I'm forever grateful that people send me this stuff, but I can tell that it's probably going to get a little bit tiring on you guys to always see me reviewing their stuff, but you get more art, you get more videos. But Maggie isn't just bringing you a normal Arrtx video, no sir. You guys, through the links in my description, can get a very nice discount because Arrtx is celebrating their 10th anniversary. So they're having some really nice discounts over on their website. And if you've watched my videos reviewing their materials and you want to get some pens for yourself, they are having really nice discounts over on their Amazon and AliExpress stores. So, you know, links in the description. Go get yourself some really nice quality pens at a discounted price. Tell them Maggie sent you. Give them a little heart, something. But without further ado, let's get started. So, first things first, they have been upping their game. I am not joking. Like, this box is so pretty, and it's not just because it has the colors of my OCs, but it's genuinely such like a pretty packaging. Like, it has a little elastic that closes around it and it opens up. So this is their Simp Tap acrylic marker set. It has 48 colors, waterproof and brush tip, strong coverage in bright colors, available on various surfaces. Very nice packaging. Get a little preview of the colors right here. Let's actually see what they look like. Now, obviously, I've opened this already just to check if the packaging was all good, but everything's good. We're gonna go through it together. So, you know, let's get started. Ooh, that's nice. So this is really nice. We have a bunch of colors here. At least from the packaging I've been getting from them, really pleasantly surprised because like every package they sent me, things just like seem to keep getting better and better. Honestly, the pens get like sturdier, quality is always better, the boxing, the packaging, everything's been going really well for them. I'm super happy to see. So as you guys can see, this is what the pens look like. Very nice, very sturdy. You can even see here, this is like actually a window so you can see the ink inside, so you can see how much you have left. They do remind me a lot of how Poshkas are constructed, I guess, though I don't think they have a little window like this. This is really nice. From what I've heard, these are pens you gotta like actually pump. From the ones I took out of here to try them out, I know some of these things, like for example, hold on, this is like a little cap that goes on the button so your pens don't get accidentally pressed while they are in the case, which is really nice, really thoughtful of them. When I was taking them out, like every single pen comes with one of these, but as I was taking them out, they were getting like stuck at the bottom of the box, which like isn't an issue, honestly. It was just kind of funny. But yeah, these pens come with a button and the tips are clear. So these are pens you do need to shake and pump them. So we're gonna try it out. This is the cap. So to pump them, you take this little piece off, put it to the side, and first things first, you shake them. So
a few moments later.
Okay, I think they're shaking enough. You can see all the ink in there, all mixed up and nice. So now you open them up. You're gonna put just a little hand underneath so nothing breaks. And then you're gonna put your thumb here and you're gonna start pressing. Pressing and pressing. And you can see the ink slowly coming down to the knob. You just keep pressing. You tip them down a little bit. And as you can see, slowly, come on, focus. There we go. The ink slowly comes down. Obviously, I'm kind of like tilting them to the side so you can see better. But the best thing to do is to like put them like this, like vertical. So the ink has an easier time filling up the tip completely. Shake them a little bit, but like as you can see, the ink is covering the whole nib. Just give it a little time so it fills up everything, and there you go. Your pen has been pumped and it is perfectly ready to use. Then once you're done, just make sure to cover it all up so it doesn't dry, and then you put the cap back on and you store them as you found them. So this is all very nice and good, but how do they behave on paper? So we're gonna put them here to the side, and we're gonna get our trusty sketchbook. Oh my god, I promise, like, we are close. We're like ridiculously close. This sketchbook will be finished in at least 1 or 2 weeks. I know it will. I've been working on it, I promise. Let's open a page here, and let's just grab a pen. This one we just pumped. Open it up. Let's try it out over here in the corner. I may have pumped it too much, honestly. But I'm happy to say, same quality as always. The ink is incredibly thick, super pigmented. Came out like a lot of ink just came out, honestly, but that was my fault. That was absolutely my fault. Seems very nice, very shiny. The consistency is really good. I do see some clumps forming, but I am like willing to believe that was also my fault because I pumped the pen a lot. And it may just be bubbles, honestly. Very good first impression. So right now, I'm going to pump all these 46 pens, and I'm gonna do a little swatching, and I will be back to you guys in a minute. Initiate time lapse. And we are done with the swatching. I have some things to say about these pens. First, ink quality, insane as ever, amazing. I was so happy to find out they also threw in like golden and silver, like sparkly ink, because I love those, they're so cute. The colors are good, very just, first thing I want to say off the bat, I feel heard. Instead of just having like these 2 shades of purple, which is like a colder and a lilac purple, they added like 3 other ones that are like warm shades of purple, which I had been complaining a lot about because there weren't, but I think it's also because they're like my favorite colors. They added them in this set and I love them. They look so cute. I love these 2 specifically. They're just so pretty. I wish the camera would capture it better. Also got a lot of pinks, bunch of yellows and oranges as well. We're used to that. I was a little worried because at first I thought I was missing a pen, because like you can see that like I made a little square here and it said like the number of the color that I thought was missing, but I did find it, so good. They did nothing wrong. Everything's here. Everything's great. I do have 2 more like harsher things to say about the pens. Okay, so first like point of contention here is that like these are like more standard acrylic paint pens. Like you do need to shake them and pump them just like most other pens on the market, which by itself isn't a bad thing. Like, okay, we've been kind of expecting that, but whatever mechanism they have on these pens, it's really finicky because like at least with all of my pens, the ink only came out of like one side of the pen and it didn't come out on the other, which I think that wasn't supposed to happen. I think the ink was supposed to come out on both sides of the pen, and like I tried tilting it and like rotating it a little bit so that the ink could sink into the nib of the pen, which it's fine. You just have to wait a little longer for like the nib to be fully soaked in the ink, but I did notice that. It was a little annoying. Second thing, I don't know if I was like roughhousing these pens, if I was like manhandling them. There are little like specks of plastic all over my desk because I think it's because the plastic that they use to make like the casings or like the cover of the pens, for example. Also, I reorganized all the pens because they weren't by order. It's this like plastic, like especially here and here, which is like the areas where there's going to be like more scrubbing and like touching because like it's where you put the cap of the pen back on. But there was like a bunch of plastic, like dark blue and pink little specks just all over my sketchbook as I was drawing this, and that was a little annoying because like it's acrylic paint, it needs needs to dry and you don't want anything to get on top of that, unless you're doing it on purpose, obviously. But like, usually you don't want stuff getting on top of the ink while it's drying. And I was really sad to see that the edges of like this cover plastic that the pens have were really fraying, which was a little sad. Again, small issues, whatever. Other thing is, you can see there was a few problems. Again, maybe it was just me being like too rough trying to pump the pens, like the ink into the nib. They spilled like, I think 5 or 6 of them started like dripping ink because the plastic of the mechanism, they were like forming a bunch of bubbles here. But like, still very minimal things, honestly. I'm not too upset about it. It's important that I tell you. So, chat, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I have no idea what I'm going to draw. Like the last 2 videos, I drew Deltarune, which, okay, very good timing. I don't know what I'm going to draw with this one. I'm thinking maybe OCs. I'm trying to think of like whichever I could draw, especially using the colors we have here. Okay, hear me out. You guys remember how last year we got that Epic Mickey reboot, the Epic Mickey rebrushed? Okay, I was a wee kid. I loved Epic Mickey, the original one. I beat that game a bunch of times. I am unhealthy about that game. I love it so much. It's so pretty. And when I heard about the rebrushed, the rebooted edition, I lost my marbles. I actually went through my old sketchbooks, like 2010, 2012 sketchbooks, like it's really old stuff. I actually got my old Epic Mickey OCs. 10-year-old, 12-year-old Maggie made these. Everyone look, everyone gawk, everyone make fun of them, please. Because of the reboot, they actually got a massive makeover. So this is what they look like now. I love them so much, they're really cute. And since I've recently made a little folder for them on my website where you can like go check out what their story is, their bios, art of them, whatever, I think it would be really cool if I drew them on my sketchbook again, like after so long. Because the original game came out in 2010, the reboot came out last year, and I'm working on them still this year, so I think it would be nice to draw them, maybe add to their pages later. So I think I'm gonna do that. I might leave this page clear and then do it like a whole 2-spread illustration with them, because it's 3 characters, so I might draw them like maybe flowing through the page or like playing around. I don't know. I still need to figure out that kind of stuff. But we have a set plan and we're gonna get to it. I will leave you with voiceover Maggie so she can, you know, just talk with you a little bit as I draw, and I will see you guys in a minute. Bye! Hello everyone, voiceover Maggie here, and welcome to the speed paint part of the video. It's the 6th time I'm trying to record this. I think I lost all casualty. I haven't recorded stuff in a while, so I just gotta, you know, jump into it. Nothing too much about it, otherwise I'm not gonna get this video done. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. I'm not gonna think about it too much. So by now you know the drill. Speed paint voiceover is divided into 2 parts. The first part we talk about pens, how they behave during the illustration, and the second half we talk about whatever OCs I'm drawing, their lore, who they are, etc. So let's get started. So the pens, I did have a lot of fun with them. I do really like the colors that I got, and the paint quality itself was always really good. Like, I don't have an issue with that. I just think whatever mechanism they are using for these pens, especially the pumping, is not the best. A really big problem that I had, you're gonna see a little later on maybe if the video isn't too sped up. I had a lot of spillage with them, especially when the instructions tell you that by the second time you use the pens, you're supposed to only pump them once. Either pump them once and the ink didn't come out, so I had to pump them a lot more, or I pumped them once and then a bunch of paint droplets would start forming at like the rim of the plastic casing, and then they would drip down onto the paper, and that just sucked. It was bad. I had to like wipe it off and repaint it with other pens. Like, it was honestly not amazing. But I guess that is the price for like sturdy, better constructed pens, which I don't think that should really happen. To the credit of the pens, I only saw the instructions manual when I emptied out the whole box to reorganize the pens, because it did not came in order. And I realized that I should have done a few things differently. Like, for example, they told you that like when you first pump the pens, you're supposed to remove the cap, pump them once or twice, not a lot of times, and then you close it again and you shake it so it helps the ink soak into the nib. I didn't do that. I just stood there like a dumbass and kept pumping it until it went. That wasn't good. Kids, don't do that. And then the second time, the instructions were to pump them just once and they should be fine, which I did, and most of them did work, but I still had a lot of issues with spillage. For example, when I pumped the pens, especially the second time, the plastic ring around the nib, the ink would get caught up in there a lot and form bubbles and big droplets that I would have to like be super careful about, because if they dropped onto the page, like, it was bad. A way I found around that was to just be really careful, just like put your hand under the pen if it's necessary, and just slowly like turn the pen around so that like the nib of the pen can absorb the ink and it doesn't form this massive droplet, which like it shouldn't happen. You shouldn't have to do that, but it was a way I found on how to deal with it. Second thing, as I was painting this, I had like digital drawings of the characters that I wanted to draw in front of me. So I was like, okay, I know the colors, I just gotta pick them. There's like 48 colors. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find something nice. The casings don't match a lot of the colors, and that kind of sucks. I know especially I had this issue with a bunch of the pink colors because I didn't know how I wanted to paint the first character, which is Elodie, the melting cat thing. I was trying out a bunch of pinks off screen and I was like, none of these look like the casing, and I was going insane trying to find what was the best color to paint her in. It was a mess, honestly. I still like how it came out. It was just like a difficult process that I really think did not need to be there. Like I think could have took a little more time trying to match the ink colors with the pens, which like the back of the box does have like, you know, little swatching, and under the swatching it says, oh, the colors may not be accurate, this is just a representation, which like, okay, I'm hoping I still get these colors though. I'm picking if I went to buy a box with 48 colors and I had to pay that amount of money, I do hope the colors come out right. This is me being like super picky because like it does not pass me that like I am extremely blessed to be gifted these boxes like for free. Like this is insane, the fact that I get this sent to my door for free. I'm blessed beyond reason. But you know, like my job is to review the pens, and I need to be honest with you guys and with the brand itself. They have been nothing but kind to me, and that's why I feel very comfortable like saying these things and being honest with it as well. And that's why even while having these issues, I would still buy these pens. They are still good. Yes, they do have some issues, but I genuinely think half the reason that happened, maybe more, was because I just did not know what I was doing. I did not read the instructions. Girl did not see the pamphlet at the bottom of the box. That was on me. That was my fault. I know it was a little rough to open the pens part of the video with all of these bad experiences that I had with them, but I don't want to undermine how good these pens are, so you know, I'm gonna tell you some of the things that I did like. I did like all the color ranges. Again, I mentioned before, I was super happy to see that my prayers have been answered. This pack has like a bunch more purples. I think it has like 3 more shades of purple compared to the other ones, and they're all like exactly the colors that I wanted, which are like warmer purples, a little bit lighter. I was just so happy, like yes, I am the target audience, it's me. And that was just so much fun. I got to use them a little bit, especially one for Elodie's face, because like her eyes, her nose, and mouth are purple, and I found a really good shade of purple that I wanted to use for that. I was just so happy that I got to do that because it looks so cool, it looks so nice, and to see that after 2 sets, in the third one they did get the shades of purple that I had been talking about wanting in the other 2 packs. I was just like so hyped, like yippee. Okay. I was also really happy to see the golden and silver pens come back. They weren't in the other 30 pack that I have, but they were in the 90 one. So when I saw them in this one, I was like super happy again because like I like these pens. I didn't get to use them on this drawing, but I got to use them in another one I made, and they're just so good for making like little details and dots and stars and like fill up space in between doodles. They're just so good. They're so shiny and shimmering and glittery. I love them. Another thing I really liked, I don't see a lot of people doing this, so I'm just gonna say it. Give me more colors that are just off black. I don't usually like painting things with like absolute pitch black. I do like to have an off black or like a really dark gray, because that's just honestly easier on the eyes, and it honestly just allows for like a lot more depth instead of just painting things a solid black. I think it was the first time ever I've seen an acrylic pen with that shade, which I used it immediately. It was so good. The only other off black I have is from a pack of alcohol markers that I bought like years ago, and it was one of my favorite things to use. It was the pen I dried out the fastest because I was always using it, and I was so happy to see it in acrylic markers. Like yes, I love that shit. It's so good. I don't see a lot of people making it. So again, I started this off talking a lot of shit about these pens, but they are good. Genuinely, they do have a lot of good points that I'm very passionate about, and I just had a blast painting with them still, even if I had some issues that I did not have with the other pens. But then again, the other pens were like at such a high level that now that I think about it, all the problems that I had with like these sturdier pens that are like closer to what you're expecting acrylic markers to look like, bulky with all the pumping and the ink dripping chipping, whatever, were like not even like specific problems for the pens. All acrylic pens have spillage problems. I think it was just because the other markers that I got from Arrtx were just like so perfect on that regard that I just got kind of like not shocked, just like surprised. But yeah, that's pretty much all about the pens. If you want them, again, links are in the description. You should go get them while they're on discount because Arrtx is celebrating their 10-year anniversary and they have really good discounts over on their Amazon and AliExpress, and you should absolutely go check it out. Okay, little promo is out of the way. You'll get another one by the end of the video. I'm sorry. But now we talk about what you came here to see. I hope you came here to see this. We're gonna talk about OCs! Yay! I'm gonna talk about little gals that I'm drawing on the screen right now. Aren't they the cutest? They're just so baby. Mwah. I know for a lot of people, Epic Mickey OCs in 2025 is a little weird. This game is like more than 10 years old. Why are you talking about them now? The game recently got a remake. You guys remember when Disney lost the copyrights for Steamboat Willie? The same year that happened, I think they got a little scared that someone else would try to like redo Epic Mickey with that in mind, so they kind of rushed into it. So those who don't know, Epic Mickey was a game released around 2010, 2012 for the Wii. It was Disney's first big break into games and a more edgy style. And it worked. It really worked. It let a massive dent on the way I draw stuff. You fall into this world called Wasteland, which is a magical world created for all the forgotten cartoons from Disney's archive. The main point of this game is to reintroduce people to a character that you may know by now called Oswald. Disney had recently got the copyright back for that character and they wanted to reintroduce him to the public. This left a massive fandom. The art style of this game was amazing. Back in the day, people were still using DeviantArt as like their portfolio, so you can find actual concept art for this game just up on DeviantArt from the people who made the concept art, which is insane. So little 12-year-old me who still dreamed about working for Disney and being an animator saw this game and was like, wow, that's insane. I want that. I got it for my birthday. It was just, I remember plugging it in and getting blasted with the opening credits. And the animation was so stellar. It was so, everything was so magical and beautiful. And the soundtrack is insane. Oh my god. I'm gonna stop rambling as much because I gotta talk about the OC. It's not just the game. Got a reboot in 2024. I just got straight into it. It was amazing. I was so hyped. Since it got a reboot, I decided to bring back some ancient OCs that I made back when the original game came out. And that is Elodie, Adelaide, and Minus. So these three used to be just like random designs that I would draw a lot. They weren't connected to each other specifically, but in like the reboot that I made for them, they are like connected. They're like this little trio that live in Mickey Junk Mountain. If you don't know anything about Epic Mickey, I'm sorry, this is all gonna sound insane. But they all live together and they each have like their own little separate backstory, which is lots of fun. So first we have Elodie. I look at her and think she's a little weird looking. She's a little funny looking. Yeah, she is actually a botling pretending to be a toon. She learned how to shapeshift and to escape other toons who were trying to drive her out of Mean Street. She got kicked out anyways because people can still tell that she's a botling because she just looks funny. She got sent to Mickey Junk Mountain. She lives there all by herself, causing chaos because little chaos gremlin. I love her so much. She's just slapstick, rubber hose, cartoon. She's a little unhinged. She's goofy, she's weird. She breaks rubber hose cartoon rules a lot. She's supposed to mimic and try to imitate what cartoons are, but never quite got it right. So she may still really look like a cartoon character, but she will slip up like a lot. Like she can't quite mimic it right, and she's just a little weirdo. I love her so much. She's so cute. Then we have Adelaide. Adelaide is a hare. She hates being called a bunny, and she used to live in Oztown as a mechanic, and she practically just took care of everyone's cars in there. You know how Oswald can like pull out parts of his body for cartoon gags? Adelaide can do that as well. During the Thunder disaster, her body parts were like broken and she came undone. So a lot of her body parts were just washed away with the thinner. God knows where they are right now. She had to like rebuild herself with a lot of stitches and making up like plush parts for herself. It was honestly really bad. He's not doing so well right now. So now
So he spends his time traveling wasteland trying to find his missing pieces. Eventually, after like clearing out every place she could think about, she eventually went to Mickey Junk Mountain because most things wash up there. So if her missing parts are nowhere else, maybe they are somewhere in Mickey Junk Mountain where all the other trash goes. So she arrives there and she's looking for her stuff, and she finds Elodie, who's been living there for a while and who just wants to antagonize her and like mock her and just bicker with her. And Adelaide, like, she doesn't care if she's a blotling or not, just not there, does not care, unbothered. He just wants to find his missing pieces, and Elodie keeps bickering with him, and they form like this weird bond of like, I hate you so much, but you're like the only company that I have up here, so whatever. So Adelaide is stuck there with Elodie until she finds her missing pieces. They're a little bit lonely, but they manage to like make kind of a home or a house for themselves up there. And that is until Adelaide gets her creative juices going again, and she decides to create someone else to keep them company and to help around scavenging for parts and look for Adelaide's missing body parts. So she creates Minus. Minus is a little robot made from scrap from the mountain. That's why they are like Mickey shaped as well. They are like a mouse robot. At first, they just use her as like, you know, a robot, a servant, just something to give orders to. And Adelaide is like very strict with her as well. But then Elodie tries to bicker with her as well. Like lovingly, but as she's still pushing it too far. Minus grows a conscience of her own. And she's a robot, but she has a conscience. Yeah, she has a name and feelings, and she communicates with them. And it's really cute. And there's just this trio of weird fucked up tunes living in the trash. They're so silly. There's not a lot to them, weirdly. They're relatively young OCs, and I'm not into Epic Mickey as much as I am into other fandoms who have taken all my waking moments, but I still managed to make a little story for them, and they live happily ever after in their little corner of the world, learning stuff about each other and fixing their own problems, whatever. There isn't like a lot about them, honestly, but they're like little cartoon guys that I love drawing, and it's so cute to see like these really, really old designs. Like, I'm gonna put up their first designs ever, like on the screen. Like, I drew this when I was like 12, and now they got like a redesign, and some of them like still look really close to their original designs. Like, Adelaide changed almost nothing. It's so weird to see them survive this long. I think they are like my oldest OCs ever. Like, I don't think I have any other OCs that are like as old as them, and I love them so much. They're so cute. They hold such a special place in my heart. Baby Maggie would be proud. But yeah, that's pretty much it for them. At the end of the video, I will show you like their wiki pages and everything, because yes, they have wiki pages back on my website. But for now, I will leave you to watch the rest of the speed paint, and I will see you guys in a minute. Bye!
And that is it. We are done. Oh, they turned out so cute. Oh, I love them. They look so cute. Oh my god, look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Oh my god. This was so much fun to make. I'm gonna have such a blast, like taking pictures to put on their wiki pages and everything. If voiceover Maggie did her job well, then she told you a little bit about them. I'm so excited that this came out as cute as it did. Oh my god, I'm so hyped. I just had fun. Look at them. Look at them. Ah, they're so cute. Okay, oh my god. Like, comment, share, subscribe, blah blah blah, YouTube words. If you would like to see more of my art, I am on these social medias right now. And if you would like to follow me on a more personal website, I have my own website over at maggieoutthere.neocities.org. I'm gonna post a bunch of stuff there. Their wiki pages are there as well, so you can go check them out, read a little bit more about them, see more art of them, and so on and so forth. Thank you so much for Arrtx for sending me more of their amazing pens. If you would like to get a pack for yourself, this video should be going up on the 24th, but they're having these really nice discounts over on their website, especially Amazon and AliExpress, because because it's their 10th anniversary. So you know, if you like what you saw here and want to get some nice juicy acrylic pens all for yourself, go visit their website. Their Amazon and AliExpress links will be in the description, and you can get yourself some really nice pens so you too can draw your OCs in crispy acrylic paint. And yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of stuff's coming. Look forward to seeing a new video from me in hopefully 1 or 2 weeks. I'm gonna try to be a little better with uploads. I do have really nice things to show you. I shall give you a little sneak peek. Oh, okay. And that's enough. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!